Do you have a desktop website where it's difficult to cram your information architecture into a horizontal navigation bar up in the header? Maybe every time you want to add a new section to your site, you have to make really tough choices about whether to reorganize the existing information architecture or just remove some items entirely. If so, you might want to consider going with a vertical navigation bar instead. This is a time-tested solution for broad IAs that is familiar and understandable for users. It scales easily, and it adapts seamlessly to mobile devices. Vertical nav on the desktop has a few major benefits, but chief among them is that scaling the navigation is much easier to do. Let's imagine that your company acquires another company and you need to add new sections to your site to accommodate the new offerings. Rather than having to completely reshuffle the underlying information architecture to add those new categories, you can add them to the existing navigation's top level. Vertical navigation patterns are also really easy for users to visually scan down the list of options. So even a relatively long menu is still efficient for users to look through. It's also a very familiar pattern to users as it's extremely commonly used on desktop apps, both web apps and native applications. Another benefit of using vertical navigation on the desktop is that you can use a very similar visual design for both the desktop version and the version you'll end up using on mobile, even though the mobile version will probably be hidden in a hamburger menu. On the desktop, however, we do not recommend hiding the navigation in a hamburger menu, as most users won't remember to check the hamburger. If you do decide to use a vertical navigation pattern on desktop, here are a few core guidelines. Keep it visible by default, so don't hide it in a hamburger menu or reduce it down to icons that only show text when rolled over. Place it on the left-hand side, and be sure to keep the menu options aligned left to facilitate easy scanning.